Okay, so we're back again for video number 4 or 5, I believe. I think it's video 5. We've gone through a lot so far. Remember I told you Unit 2, Computer Science is lots of documentation. Because you're doing software engineering, and because it's software engineering, you have to plan a lot. So we went through all the analysis. We went through the techniques of analysis, the problem definition. We went through the graphs and stuff that you have to put in. Then we went through the data flow diagrams. We did the data flow diagrams. Then we did the bigger data flow diagram, which is the same amount of marks as the previous one. We hit the ERD in the last video, and we did the functional and non-functional requirements. Now, today, we are going to be going into the design specification. Okay. Of course, it's way early in the wee hours of the morning because that's the quietest time to record when my dog won't be making noise and the neighbor won't be playing Latin music. Let's see what the design specification is saying in the So in the design specification, they're talking about system structuring and user interface design, report design, algorithm design, and then choice of data structures. I am going to try to do the first 3 of the design specification today: system structuring, user interface design, report design, and kind of show where these marks are going to come in. I can't remember if there was a problem. I think there was a problem with, no, that's in Unit 1. Yeah. So system structuring is where you have to do a hypo chart or hippo chart, whichever one you want to call it. And you're showing basically how the program is going to be laid out menu-wise, step by step. And then the user interface design is to show what the user interface is going to look like. And I'll tell you all why you're not supposed to put print screens inside here, because you can't show the user interface after it was programmed. You have to show the user interface from a planning perspective. So it's basically boxes and information you have to type in. And then the report design, which will be, you're going to have to print out some files for the user. So you can print out reports to the screen, but you also have to print output files, and those output files need to be structured in a particular way, and you have to say why. Algorithm design and choice of data structures, I'll probably do that in the next video, because then it'll be time to kind of jump into the code, and more than likely I'll do the appropriate data structures and then jump into the code, change all the code, and then update the algorithm to suit. Yeah. Alright, and then we'll be close to the end. Because this IA is very typing intensive, very work intensive. Alright, so for the design specification section, you want to be able to do the system structuring first. So you'll put that as, in design specification, you'll put in system structuring as heading 2. So that your table of contents will look something like this. You'll have specification and requirements, and it'll go through all of those different things. Functional, non-functional shouldn't be level 2. Right, design specification will be the level 2, yeah. So basically you're breaking up your IA into how they laid it out here. Number 1 will be heading 1, and all the points here will be heading 2s. And then number 2 will be heading 1, and all the others will be heading 2s, and kind of like that. So what we want to do is we want to put in a chart. Now you could go to the diagram here and do this chart if you want to keep it consistent with all the others, or you could just go inside Google Docs. And if you're doing it in Google Docs, probably because you're in a group IA, you'll probably want to make sure that that you pay attention to the fact that you could share the document. So more than likely you're going to do it in Google Docs. So I'm going to open up the drawing part in Google Docs, and well, it's kind of easy when you do it in Google Docs to add boxes and kind of lay out how the menu is going to look. Basically, what you're trying to do is you're trying to lay out how the menu is going to look, and the structure of how it's going to work. So you're showing all the processes, but there are some processes that you don't have to show, some processes that you will have to show. And it could get a little complicated depending on how complicated your diagram is. Now what I'm not 100% sure is if you have to include the binary search that's taking place, the sorting that's taking place, or you're just kind of showing the design of what the user is going to see and how the system is structured to get from place to place. Now, based on my feedback from different teachers at Mark, IAs, and on all those different things, and the feedback that I got from workshops, it's basically how the user interface is going to be structured, because it's the structure of the system. This is more the user facing stuff. So usually you'll have a welcome message. Now in this case, I have a password function. So the user will get a welcome message, and then just now, let me check the code. You just want to check the code and see what the code says. We have, according to the main, one of the cheat codes for this is just look at the main and you'll be able to kind of figure out what the structure is. So the main is start the welcome message, and then they have to put in a password. Once they put in a password, then they will get the options for the menu. Okay, cool. So I have a welcome message. Then I have once they get through the welcome message, next thing that they will do is they'll put in their password, PASS. So, alright, so I'll put any arrows after, right? So welcome message, and they put in the password. After they put in the password, they will get the option to, well, the read data, all of that stuff happening in the background. So we're not really trying to incorporate that. Read data, menu, then they will get the add patient, update patient status. Option 1, 2, 3. 3 is what? Search for a patient. Option 4 is display a patient to the screen. And then option 5 is the intensive care file. Now this is the current state, right? But now we have to start to think future. What do we want to do? What do we want to get done? And based on our new functional requirements, we have other things that we want to do. So we will have definitely add patient. Then we will have update patient status. I feel I need more space. Update patient status. Update patient status, that was one. What else do I have? Update patient status. Search for patient. Search for patient. And then I'll have, yeah, this function kind of like lame. It don't really do much. I'll just tell if the patient is there or not. That don't really help in my situation. This one here, enter the patient ID you would like to display. Yeah, so display patient, update patient status, display patient information. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, because, well, we have to update this software, I think it'll be wise to just take out that function called search for patient and fold it into display patient information, and it will just display the patient information. And if they're not found, they'll tell you it wasn't found. So yeah, that was probably good enough for unit 1, where you could show that you could do a search. But now in unit 2, you probably need to show a little more skill of, well, yeah, we know you could search, thanks for the search, let's now just display the patient information. So I'm going to take out this one called search patient. So that's one of the things we'll have to update in the code, display patient information. I'll update that in the functional requirements. Let's remember, the reason I'm doing this is because I'm folding some functions into each other, because in unit 1 I purposefully left the code a little bit inefficient. I knew I could do more. I understood that I could add more things to it, but I purposefully chose not to, because in unit 2 I want to have something to engineer to make it better. So if you do your unit 1 IA in such a way that it kind of has all these things already, then you'll save yourself the trouble in unit 2, where you won't have to engineer much. Well, you'll have to add in some more engineering things, and you'll have to find more functions to add in. So it might be wise, well, if you're watching this and you're doing unit 2, you probably already have the unit 1 code already, and you probably did it to a high degree. If you did it to a high degree, well, then you have to figure out some more higher end functions that you could do, or more new functions. But if you watched the video from last year and you used that one as help, you would have remembered that I said, don't make the program too perfect. Just focus on the deliverables of breaking it down logically and put the things in so that you'll have stuff to do in unit 2. So, display patient information, I'll change that to option number 3, and then I have in the code the files that I want to print out. Right now, because in this new in this program, before they only were printing out an intensive care file, but now we want to print out the warded file, the people who have to be discharged, stable, warded, and intensive care, or critical, something like that, right? But basically, I want to give them 3 different file options. So in that case, I'm going to end up having a submenu inside one of these choices that will call a function that will be able to give them the choose. So it'll be choose file to print out. Now when I choose the file I want to print out, I'm going to have 3 options that I could choose. So I have to represent these three options here. So more than likely I'll have to put an arrow going down sideways. So it'll be intensive care file, print intensive care file, print warded file. What's the word like? Discharge? Discharge, print, warded, and print critical. Alright, this will be my submenu. I'm not 100% sure if this is like necessary for you to put a submenu in, but I know from a software development perspective, doing a submenu in your code in Unit 2 is a good thing to have. So I can't say definitively that the system structuring requires you to do this kind of sub-process sort of thing. But it's not a hard thing to do because it's just calling out, it's basically making a smaller main inside of another function to call other functions, which shouldn't really kill you if the program is already broken up into pieces, right? So, yeah, putting that in place is not really going to hurt you anyway, and plus it gives you something new to test. Print discharge, print dot, print not good, and then, yeah, those are all the things that the code needs to do. Anything else? No, we just need to print out the files. We need to give them the ability to search. Alright, so now let's go back to the function requirement. So I'm going to save this. I'll come back and fix this after. We'll leave that as is. So now we'll go back to the function requirements. Right, they need to be able to delete a record. Oh, we didn't have delete a record. Search for a record by name, request table report, request warded report, display patients in alphabetical order and reports. Okay, so yeah. Right, so the search for patient by name will be the display patient information, because we could have searched by ID before, but now we want to search by name. That'll force us to use the strings. Choose which file you want to print out. Okay, so I'm gonna update this now and include the last one, which is display all patients. Oh no, displaying all patients in alphabetical order in the reports, that's going to happen automatically because we're going to sort everything before we print it. So, okay, this is all we need to do. Add patient, update patient. We didn't put the delete patient, so let's put in the delete patient. So I'll drag this one across here. Update patient status, and then we'll put in the delete patient of our space. Can you fit? Just barely. Go around a little bit you, and go around a little bit you. Yeah, that's close enough, right? Add patient doesn't have any sub process because add patient is just add patient and it's jump back to the main. Delete patient, no. Update patient status, nothing. Yeah, all of those are individual functions. Choose which file to print out. This one has the sub functions inside of it, so we'll try our very best to maintain a kind of standard there. Right, good. So now just to put in arrows for this, and I'm going to put in an arrow from the welcome message to the password function. Password will once you pass the password stage, you'll be able to choose all of the options that you want to choose. And well, Google Docs makes it really easy to join these arrows. There's really no big fight. And then once the arrows linked, you can move the boxes around and straighten them out, and you'll be quite alright. Okay, so what you want to do after is just kind of move things around so that the arrows line up. Something like that. Why is the arrow not lining up? Just so what? I hear this. Right. That's all we wanted. Alright. So this is our hypo chart now. There are different types of system structure and diagrams, and sometimes you might get one where you have these back and forth arrows showing something goes into here and something goes back there, or something going in and coming out. But that's look too much like a data flow diagram to me, so I see it as redundant. So when they say system structure, and this is how the system works. You get a welcome message, you have to put in the password. Once you put in the password, you have all these options, and you choose whichever option you want to do. This option, however, is going to give you a sub-option where you can choose either one. Or, no, a couple of these arrows facing, going one into each other. That means that they're reliant on each other. What I need to do is I need to create an arrow that goes from here down to here, and then the same thing goes here. I need to get an arrow with an elbow. Do they have that? Yep, elbow connector. Elbow, right. Yeah, so technically, yeah, the elbow connector will make it a little more neater. Neater is the word I'm looking for. I don't know why. Come on. Yeah, after just big you up Google Docs, you made my life so hard now. Let me see if I move that across. If I'll no. So why this one is a straight line and not that one? Alright, we're gonna look like that. Alright, save and close. So you'll get this diagram, and this diagram clearly shows how our system is going to be structured. Now, I'm going to have to put some sort of writing, so this is the comment, so this will be in red, right? And the reason I put it in red is because this PDF will be in the app, so if you want to get the if you want to look through this PDF along with the video, you can, because it's free, totally. So this diagram shows how the menu will be structured, and according to the user, well, structured from the user's perspective. Alright, cool. Yeah, oh shucks, the number's wrong. I'll fix that. This is 01, 02, 03, 04, 05, and this will be 5.1. So the 5.2. This will be 5.3. Nice. Okay, good. Right, me have to come back and look at this depending on if the code fails or not. Oh, sorry, this one's supposed to be delete patient. I copied it and I didn't change it. Yeah, when you copy and paste, you make real mistakes. Delete patient. Alright, so when I get to the code, this is my standard. This is what I'm trying to get to work out in the main. And that shows me that I've prepared, because remember, software engineering is about preparation, then implementation. All right. So now I have to go and decide what I want this user interface to look like. And the user interface is basically me creating a box, and inside that box, put in the stuff that I want to show on the screen. Now, the user interface ought to be still super complex with all sorts of lines and all kind of stuff, but you probably want to put the user interface in such a way where there are things that are doable. So usually when you're doing a command line sort of menu interface, what you want to do is you want to try to use things like asterisks and lines and all that stuff to make your things separated and easy. So our options will be, option 1 will be add a patient. Next one will be update patient status. The next one will be delete a patient. Next one will be print patient records. And print patient records, of course. No, search for patient, display patient, sorry. Display patient info. And the last one will be, let's go to this thing by him. Display patient information. After display patient, last thing, print patient records. Right. And then exit the program. So this is what we're going to see. And we'll put some kind of welcome to the hospital patient database. Now, more than likely, I'm going to have to come and change this after when I realize that I have certain things that we can't do in the code properly. However, you probably want to put a little line in between welcome to the hospital patient database. You probably might want to try to center it. You could center stuff by using tabs or using space delimiters and whatnot. But yeah, right now I'm not fighting that up, right? Each one of these will be numbered, and you could put like a line underneath it, like that. So that when it displays, you'll clearly see that this is the menu, right? So that's basically my goal, simple stuff. When you finish your code and you get everything to work, you could come back and edit the menu or whatever you want, and basically just replicate this, reverse engineer it back into that state. But we'd rather fight this down. Once you could justify why you're doing what you're doing, that's what matters, right? So at the end of this box, I'm going to say the hospital name, no, hospital, the title of the database. The database was separated with a line to clearly show the user that they are in the system. Each menu option is clearly numbered. To ensure ease of reading for the user, clearly numbered and spaced out to ensure ease of reading for the user. Now, what's the user interface breakdown here? User interface design, it says thorough analysis and appropriate justification of interface. So you see this? Justification of interface, that's important. So you just drawing this diagram here will get 1 mark. But you see, having an explanation for why you did what you did, that's powerful. My dog is barking. Let me just pause for a second while she stops. Right, I think she's done now. Okay, cool. So back to the so we on the diagram. Not the diagram, the user interface. We have the main menu. The main menu is laid out like this. Cool. Now the next thing I want to do is so after the choose option 1, we have to show what happened to choose option 1. So if they choose option 1, I would want them to say customer information. Please enter the, what do we have in customer information? If they choose the update, enter patient. After they add patient, first name, surname, age, status, and that's all. First name, surname, age, status. That's all I have inside. First name, surname, age. Well, yeah. Okay, cool. Please enter the first name. You know, my dog will be fighting with this bowl, and I have no idea why. Please enter the surname. Please enter the age. Please enter the status. And then please enter the, no, first name, surname. Oh, we gotta put in an ID. The patient ID should automatically add it. I think so. Alright, I'll automatically add the patient ID. That might create a whole new drama, because the patient ID is in the file different. Okay, I'll add the patient ID. Because the file coming in with some weird patient IDs, and I don't want to mess with that. Please enter the first name. I have surname, first name, surname, then first name, then the age, then the status. Is that what I have? Surname, first name, age, status. Right, cool. Right. Now, for customer information, you can clearly see that I have some pound signs here to separate it. So my justification is going to be pound signs, use pound signs, were used to show that the customer patient information section has been chosen. You really don't have to explain too much. You just have to just tell them why. Patient information. So that's two things. That's option 1 chosen. Now we have to do option 2 chosen. I am going to stop right now and just copy these, and hopefully we'll fast forward this fast forward, because I'm just going to copy and paste a lot of these stuff, because each one of them is going to be like the same thing. So option 1 chosen. Option 2 chosen. What should I see when option 2 is chosen? Option 2 is update patient status. So I'm going to put update patient status. How do I update a patient status? According to the code right now, when you choose update patient status, where is that? Do I even have that here? Menu, add patient, or update patient status. It will ask you for the ID, it will search. Okay. Alright, so update patient status should ask you, please enter the ID to be updated. And then the search will happen, and then we'll be like, patient to be patient found, full stop. Please enter the new status. Patient updated. Right. So basically I want to say, please enter the ID patient colon, they'll put in the information, then it'll say patient found, and it'll say please enter the new status, you put in the new status, and it'll say patient updated. Cool. That's our update patient status. Pound signs are used to show that the patient information has been chosen. Colons used so user knows where to enter the information. So the user. I could probably put that same thing here. Yep. So the user. Alright, what's the next option, which is delete patient? I believe delete patient there. Alright, so this option 2 chosen. Now we're going again. Option 3 chosen. Option 3 chosen. Delete patient. Right. Delete patient will be enter the patient ID to be deleted. Yeah, we'll do the same thing. Patient ID found. And are you sure you want to delete? This cannot be undone. Right, that's like nice user interfacing there, trying to let the user know whatnot. And then you'll be like, are you sure you want to delete? And then you'll be like, press 1 to delete or 0 to cancel. Alright, and then they'll put in there whatever, 1 to delete, and boom, patient will be deleted. Now remember, there is no delete function in this program earlier, so I don't know how to figure that out, but I could kind of figure out the logic inside my head to delete the thing and do over the sort it over. Patient deleted, right? Pound should want to do colon should enter the information message on screen to confirm that they want to proceed. Our message was, no, you put in a sentence for me, message colons were used. Yeah, you had to use like English. A message was placed on screen to confirm they want to proceed. Nice. Right, after delete patient, what do we get after that? Display patient information. Option 4 chosen. Option 4 chosen. Display patient information. Alright, please enter the patient ID to be displayed. And patient found, and then we want to show the information to the screen, which is all of this stuff here. Right, now I can make this a little cuter by putting some little lines between it so that it will show the patient ID in a nice sort of box. Something like that. Yeah, so show the patient ID. So you could use those underscores to your advantage, or you could put dashes, or you could put asterisks, or whatever you want. And as I said, you could tab these things and put them in the center of the screen and all that stuff, but I'm not really going to try to fight that because they really want you to just lay it out properly. So same thing, pound signs to show Alright, colons were used to show whether you use any enter information, and lines. Right, for this one, I'm gonna try to be a little cute with it, so I'll put surname then first name in one line. Oh shucks. Can't do that. Okay, I'll press put space there. So I'll put surname, first name, and then age and status in the next line. So it will look like a block now. That's a nice touch. And I'll just make the underscores go across the whole screen. If the screen size is small, well, you'll end up having a problem with this, but that's okay. Right. So this varies your user interface, and it shows that you put some thought into it, because that's what the examiner's looking for. Did you think about this? So I'll say information was laid out easily for the user to read the important information on each line. Right. Remember justifications, because back to this, they needed to justify the interface. There's 2 marks you're looking for all this, but it's really easy work if you realize it. Just copy and paste and option 4 chosen. What's the next option? Option 5, print patient records. Okay, so this one is going to be a little ticklish because we have to create a sub option, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to create right, we're going to choose option 5, which is going to say report choice or something like that, right? Yeah, print patient records. Print patient records. Right, now the reason I have to put print patient records is because I am actually going to be printing to a file, but I am not going to be printing it directly. A submenu is going to come up, so now I have to put in the submenu. So the submenu will come up, print patient records, and then I'll get a submenu. Now to differentiate the submenu, I'm going to use stars for that, right? So the stars will come up and be like, please choose your report. Please choose the report to print. Right, make sure you put the same amount of asterisks on either side. And then I'm going to get one, which is according to my thing we have, what's the 3 options again? Critical, warded, and intensive care. Intensive care. I had to go back to the problem definition. That's not. Let's go to the top. Stable, warded, and critical. Alright, cool. Stable, warded, and critical. So 1 will be stable, 2 warded, and 3 critical. Enter your choice, and then based on your choice I will print the report was printed to the file. Please check the folder on the computer. Alright, Because this is essentially going to a text file. In the real world, it'll go to a text file, it'll print a PDF or something like that, and then it could just click print and it come out on a real printer. But for us, we just going through the motions of getting the data out to a text file. Once you can get it out to a text file, you just, you can get it to any other file that you want. Alright, the report has printed the file. Please check the computer. Folder on the computer. Right, and that should pop up. Now, this submenu here, we haven't coded this in, but we're going to have to put this in, and we had to make it look like that. So our thing here, pound signs are used that are the patient information shown, colon, so this shows the information. The submenu identified by using asterisk and asterisk. Yeah. Submenu was BY by using asterisks. Right. So that now shows that I understand that I did call a main menu and then the submenu came up, which is cool, which is good. And lastly, they choose option 6 to exitant. Yep, 6 exit the program. So we're going to say option 6 chosen. Choose option 6. I mean, it shouldn't be rocket science. Option 6 chosen. It wouldn't print anything like that. It would just say thank you for using the program. Thank you for using the system. All the files have been updated. Have a nice day. Yeah. And we'll put a little heart. We'll put greater than sign on 3. Just because we can. Just because we can. Yeah. I could put one of them kind of thingy things. Does look like it's my this. Ah. Yes. Look at that. That's user interface for it. Right. Pound signs we use the thing. They do that and enter information. Exit message. Leaves a nice smiley face for the user. How cool is that? That's really nice. That's really nice. Whew. Right, excellent. Good. Alright, so that's the user interface design essentially, yeah. And all you have to do is make sure you match these boxes on your program. If you make it too complex, well then you have plenty complex stuff to code. If you make it simple, haha, right, you will just do it like that. Alright, last is report design. Report design that I had, you basically want to lay out the text files in a way that you think would be wise for the user to understand. So when I print out the report, I want to put some headings on top of it every time. Now, when we're doing the reports, we basically printing over the whole file because we're not appending. If we were appending, we basically adding people to it. But we don't need to append. I don't think there's any requirement for you to use append or read write or anything like that. So we basically read it from a file, write into a file. If you have to use append, good for you, no problem. So ID will be the first thing, tab, surname, tab, first name, age, and status. Right. So this will be the structure for all the reports. So ID 001, Smith, John, 32, status 3. Um, 05, Penny, Alfred Pennyworth. Right, these tabs gonna give me real trouble to put in, but that's alright. Once I get anywhere close to this, I should be okay. One, right. So all the reports that we're going to print, they're going to follow this format. So I'm going to say that the report format, the format for all reports follow this layout, because it clearly separates the data into readable columns and is spaced out logically and is logically ordered for a doctor to get the relevant information. Yeah. Right, so for report design, they want it to say appropriate and well implemented. But it's another way you could do this. Like, the fact that you put in headings is really what makes it appropriate, because normally you could just print out stuff to a file and just put the data just like that. But we're going to try to put in headings to create like a pre-column layout for it and then print the data to it. So we'll most likely have to do this printf by like hard code it in, and then we most likely have to do these with the for loop to print out everything. But that's it. And once I could see that it's laid out because it clearly into readable columns with headings, right? Right? Because remember, you're justifying this to examiner, eh? You're not just, this whole document here is what they're going to use to mark you. So you're justifying that to examiner that you know how to design a report. Alright, that takes us to the end of this video. So we cool algorithm design and choice of data structures. We'll do that in the next video. More than likely, I'll have to lump that in with the coding, and because this is going to be where we will code and then have to reverse engineer the algorithm to look like the code. And then, yeah, so coding and testing and algorithms, they all going to kind of go together, which is this part here, number 3. Code achieves functionality, code responds to design, and the algorithm design is there, appropriate choice of data structures, we type that in. And then once we did do that, then it's just to do the test plan. So should be about 3 more videos after this, and we'll be done. So don't forget to check out the app if you're not, if you want to see all the videos in chronological order and you want to see this PDF will be in the app only, and you could go through the PDF while you're watching the videos. If you're watching this video and you kind of like how the layout and everything going, remember that you know, there's all sorts of resources inside the app. And the app is called Learnit, Learnit, makeITsimpleTT.com/learnit. You'll get to download it on Android, iOS, and hopefully we'll get it on the web sometime soon. And once you get there, you're good to go. And if you're struggling with your IA and you have no idea what to do, and you're watching this probably in October, November, and you have no clue, and you're like, wow, this thing lays it out properly, we have dedicated IA classes where I will look at your IA and probably guide you through, make sure that you know how to get all the marks, and even help you with your code. So that'll be makeITsimpleTT.com/register. Great, I'll see you all in the next video.